Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Loka Gurukulam. Online classes in science. A very interesting chapter called Coal and Petroleum. This word you might have heard earlier. Let us see what. Let us have more information about coal. So in daily life, we will see some natural things and man-made materials. Come on, tell me what are the natural things we see. That means that are natural is air. Then you have water. Come on, what else? Sunlight. These are some of the natural things. Man-made. See, the utensils or what you call vessels in your house is made up of man-made. And also you have vehicles. Correct? Aeroplanes or satellites. They are also man-made. Like that you can go on adding list. What else? Bench and desk. Yeah, in your school you have benches and desks. What you see, tables. All these are man-made materials. And we call it as artificial. Natural means come from nature. And of course, nature is always bountiful, so beautiful. I don't know how many have the habit of seeing nature. Huh? How many know swimming? Some of you may know. Swimming in a pond or a river or a canal is a very enjoyable experience because it is nature. And sitting on sunlight in early mornings and evenings. Or if you go to seashore, it's nature, we enjoy it, correct? And man-made, of course, to be limited. It has got its own limitations and all. But anyway, man also nowadays has learned to prepare so many things. Is it not? And in this what we have, the substance like air, water, soil and minerals are called as natural resources. This air is all around us, what you call it as atmosphere. Water, our earth is filled with the 3/4 of the earth is filled with water. That's why it is called as hydrosphere. The soil and minerals are present in the earth's crust. On the top of the earth, we have this soil and minerals. They are called natural resources. Means they are in the nature. Materials like vessels, furniture, cooking items, etc. are called artificial or man-made materials. They are materials. So it requires a lot of skill. To prepare a vessel, it requires some skill. And you know how to the metals are molded. Okay. Let us see some of the important natural resources today called as exhaustible and inexhaustible natural resources. See this beautiful nature what you see here. What are these animals? They are geese. DEERS. And here is one deer giving a good pose for the photo. So like that, if you go to these Banerghata or Mysore Zoo, etc., we find so many animals, birds and all enjoying in nature. Even in your native place also, especially in village side, we come across with so many birds, plants, animals, etc. And now what is meant by exhaustible and inexhaustible natural resources? Amount of these resources in nature are limited. They are called exhaustible natural resources. For example, forest, wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. They are exhaustible because continuous use of these things, especially petroleum. Where do you get petroleum? The bowels of the earth, correct? And it is said that about after 50 years there may not be any petrol or diesel or natural gas. All will be exhausted because the millions of vehicles have come to the roads now. And there is continuous use of this, even natural gas also, coal also. So all these are limited. So which all limited are called as exhaustible natural resources. And there are some which are inexhaustible. For example, are the resources that are present in unlimited quantity in nature. Unlimited. They are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Can you name them? Yeah, sunlight. Sunlight is there from about 5,000 million years. It will be there again for 5,000 million years. So it is free of cost. Whatever the nature gives is all free. Air also free. Is it not? Water also free. Only when it comes to cities and towns, they charge. Correct? Whenever man enters into the scene, there will be, money matters. Introduction of money, what you call it as taxes. But whatever God gives is tax free. So exhaustible. Let us see something about exhaustible natural resources. And they are called fossil fuels. And what are fossil fuels? The exhaustible sources like coal, petroleum and natural gas are called fossil fuels. These were formed from the dead remains of the living organisms called fossils. So they are fossils. So how do they form? Millions of years ago, the plants or animals get buried into the earth's bowels and they get converted into what are called as fossils. Hence, the fuel that is obtained from fossils are called fossil fuels. And there are three in number: coal, petroleum, natural gas. Even though they are abundant in nature, they are getting exhausted day by day. Coming to coal, one of the most important natural resources, also called fossil fuels. It is believed that it is formed 300 million years ago. The earth had dense forest. Nowadays forests are there but not so dense because most of the forests are cut for building purpose or for roads, bridges and so on. But in the earlier days, there were dense forests. These dense forests lying in the low areas due to flooding or due to tempests, fast moving winds, or maybe due to tsunamis sometimes, some natural calamity, all these forests are get buried under the soil, and due to high temperature and pressure, more soil is deposited on them and they were compressed. The temperature also increased, they sank deeper and deeper. So the trees, very huge trees, due to high temperature and pressure, get converted into coal, and the dead plants got and they becomes coal. This is a sample of the coal here. And do you know where the coal is used? It is in the production of electricity, and earlier it was used in trains also, ships also. Now it is used in a large scale in the production of electricity. This is a diagram of coal. What is coal? It is a form of carbon, and it is an amorphous form of carbon. And when it is heated, what happens? It gives carbon dioxide, and the process of converting, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. So it is a process of conversion of dead vegetation. What is vegetation? Forest means trees. Converting them into coal is called carbonization. You heard about neutralization, correct? Acid plus base gives salt and water, gives neutralization. Here, T is silent here. Can I name some of the words without T become silent? Action. 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 Reaction. Correct? So there the T is silent. So that is a speciality of English. Since it was formed from the remains of vegetation, coal is also called a fossil fuel. In exam they ask why coal is called a fossil fuel. Because it is obtained from vegetation. Means forest, huge trees, plants and trees. That's why it is called as fossil fuel. When heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. So reaction is coal or any form of carbon heated, it becomes carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide gas is revolved. Okay. Another form of carbon is called coke. Actually, carbon has or is available in two forms. One is called, come on, anybody? Crystalline form. Crystalline form. Another one is amorphous. Crystalline means it has got a definite shape in the form of crystals. Another one is amorphous. In crystalline, you have very famous. One is called diamond. Another is graphite. Coming to amorphous forms, just now you have seen one is coal, second one is coke, third one is gas carbon, and you have charcoal also, and one more is animal charcoal, etc. These are called amorphous forms of carbon. These are called crystalline forms of carbon. So one we already seen about coal, how it is obtained in nature. And the second one is coke. So this is a sample of coke. Okay, it's also black in color. It's a tough, porous and black substance. Tough means what? Hard it is. Porous means it contains holes inside. It's a black color substance. It's almost pure form of carbon. And where it is used? It is used in the extraction of many metals, like iron especially. Do you know what is the method called? Blast furnace method. In that method, coke is one of the important ingredients. Okay, that is about coke. And this is the what is called as mines. How they are taken out from the bowels of the earth. Of course, there will be some dangers also. When you extract coal, coke, etc., there will be some poisonous gases like carbon monoxide, methane and all. And of course, nowadays they have got safety devices to detect it. But still there is danger. So this is how they are extracting from the bowels of the earth using drillers. And then it is processed for different methods. Now let us see home assignment. Name any 4 places of India where coal mines are found. What are fossil fuels? Why are they called so? Classify the following into exhaustible and inexhaustible source of energy. Sunlight, coal, air, petroleum. Okay, now let us see what Bhagwan Baba says. Love lives by giving and forgiving. Self lives by getting and forgetting. Suppose you go on giving and forgiving, excuse your mistakes of the others, then that is love. If you go on getting this, that, everything from others and forgetting that you have taken from others, that is self or ego. So come prepared with the answers for the home assignment. Thank you.